What's going on? Mother told me not to flash money on YouTube, so I'm not gonna flash money on YouTube. She said don't do it, so I won't do it. But I just use it for the prop, so you won't see any money in this. But one of the things that upsets me, about this whole, online thing or YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you want to say, is that there's a lot of creators out there who want the money, but they ignore the business aspect of it all. You know, And it's just me having a conversation about those things. Thank you for anybody that joins, that may join, that may not join, whatever the case may be. And what do I mean by what I'm saying? What do I mean, straight up, real talk, brass tacks? Is that there are people that say, hey, I may do it for fun, or I'm doing it to supplement income, or, I'm just, here, the network, which is true. A lot of people do that. Thank you for the one person in the thumbs up. But people fail to realize that there are business aspects to this thing that make people successful. Like I'll start with myself, and I say I'm not the most successful person at all by any stretch. But one of the things that I wish I would have done, what's going on, Art? One of the things I wish I would have done with YouTube before I uploaded their video to new YouTube, I wish I would have, privately worked on my videos and discovered my niche and tried to figure out what it is that I wanted to do. Before I uploaded any video. Success is measured by the amount of time you put into something. Yeah, that's true, drone worship. That is true. That is true. I wish I would have taken the business part of this more seriously before I uploaded any video to YouTube. I wish I would have looked at corporate structure and stuff like that and spoke to an entertainment attorney. I just really took it more serious, which I did not. And I see a lot of YouTubers making the mistake of not taking it seriously, the business aspect of it. People look at the AdSense, people look at the sponsorships, people look at other folks' success and they say, well, why am I not, on that level? Why am I not as successful, let's say, as a drone worship or, 805 Roll King or Tosh Time or Lunatic Dad, whoever. Whoever you look at, small YouTuber, big YouTuber, I think I told you one is longer than the other. Yeah, there you go, drone worship. And I think what happens is, you know, people, maybe get just caught up in the whole, if I upload enough videos or if I do the tags right or if I hit the viral sensation videos and, maybe I'll get there or whatever the case. And I'm not saying that that's not possible. It is possible to become very fortunate, to be lucky, just have that right hit, that right niche, whatever you do. But there's something to be said about the slow, deliberate process of the business that's behind, this whole platform online, stuff like that. No, I am not. I am not smoking. I'm not smoking. My mother would have a fit. She seen me on here smoking, on a live stream of any type, of any sort. Yeah, yeah. This is tea. There's blood pressure tea in here too. Also some other elixirs and teas and stuff like that I do to detoxify my system. So just in case, Mel don't pass out on it. Call it up if I take it easy. Yeah, 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 yeah. Nah, I'm not smoking. I'm not smoking. I'm not smoking. Not that I judge any smokers or anything like that. It did look cool for a minute. You was like, oh, maybe Mel, I don't want to burn anything down. Let me take a sip though. Mm, mm. Yeah, but that's what happens. I think, a lot of creators, miss the point of, the fact that people are making money off your content, whether you believe it or not. Folks are actually taking the time out to use your information and I guess use it to sell you things. Use it to analyticize or analytic you and figure out your demographic and how to tailor content and to sell to other people and whatnot. The ambush artist of deception. That's funny. Nah, not the artist of deception, but hey, interesting though. Yeah, but anyway, like I was saying, there's parts to this thing where I think what's going on, Simply Deep 1985. Yeah, thank you for coming through. There's parts to this whole YouTube experience and stuff like that. Not to get sidetracked, thank you for sidetracking me, drone worship. There's parts to this thing that I think people miss. That's what she said. That's funny. That's funny. mm. There's parts to this thing that I guess people miss as far as like quality matters, production, content and stuff like that. It matters as well how you promote. These are things that people may not think about. Like if you're on Facebook or Twitter or whatever the case may be, being multi-platformed and whatnot. I'm not about to get into strategies and ways for people to boost up their content and make themselves more relevant. It's just I try to bring awareness to the fact that okay, if you're a content creator, there's a potential for you to make money. If you're a content creator, there's something to be said about controlling your content, about having a ability to monetize and really put yourself in a position to win, even if it's not the biggest wins. I mean, because there's a lot of people out there which I see who are even not big YouTubers or whatever the case may be who want to get paid. And some of the things that they don't look at as far as incorporating and basically, sponsorships and, partnerships with people and just collaborations, projects and stuff like that that people have that they could put together. Good morning to you, Pioneer. Thank you for being here. It's a situation where I think too many people, get caught up in the fantasy of it all. How, in the beginning, in the early days where you could upload almost anything and then, you would get paid for it, just getting the views. Things change as, certain people get popular and certain success comes to certain people. You don't want that to happen to everybody because as YouTube as a platform, they're saying, look, they can't afford to pay out, over 2 billion people as if they paid out PewDiePie or, Roman Atwood or some of these folks in the beginning. There's something to be said. It's about adapting, learning the new environment, understanding where you stand. Hey, Molly 1K Dottie, head off to work. Just want to stop by, say hi, leave a like. I appreciate you for being here, Molly 1K Dottie. I wonder when certain success will come for me. Well, here's the thing, drone worship, you're already on a like I say, righteous path. You're already on a good path because you have an audience and you're growing, and you have a niche that you have. So it's just understanding and plugging away and looking at the business aspect of it and just taking it serious. I mean, I try to get people to take this thing serious because if you don't take it serious from a business aspect, then a lot of times you may not be taken as seriously, from a business aspect by those people who have influence, who have money, and who cut the checks. Yeah, people will reward you for a certain level of influence or viral video here and there. But there's this all too often where you have people with viral videos who have one viral video, or one or two viral videos, or 15 minutes of fame, and you never hear from them again. What are you going to do? Public appearances off of one viral video that you did 5, 6 years ago? I mean, not to knock that. If that's what you want to do, if that's how you give it up, then fine. But there's a potential to take this thing and actually, you know, monetize it or make money off of it, off of YouTube or long beyond, content creation because they say content is king, but why is it king? I mean, because I say it has a certain level of influence. It has a certain level of engagement with the people. It is the way people consume things, they learn things. It is the way they're entertained by stuff, and knowing how to do that and create content, viral content or engaging content is really just one part of it. How to create a funny video or educational video, just a inspirational video is just one piece of the pie. Understanding corporate structure, taxes, tax write-offs, and just the different things that you can do as far as claiming 1 meal a day, travel expenses. There's things that go into it. People don't realize that with your phone. You can claim stuff with your phones and, camera equipment that you buy and stage and different conferences that you go to. Stuff can be written off and can be, the cost of doing business and stuff like that. Me personally, I wish my first business, instead of a direct sale company, I wish it would have been, something related to media. That's something I definitely could have benefited from. But you live and you learn. You definitely live and you learn. Mm. I wish I would have taken this more serious in the beginning. I wish I would have sat down with an entertainment attorney and just figured out, okay, where do I stand, and just get a consultation and whatnot. Even if I got to sit in a restaurant or find somebody that knows somebody and say, hey, maybe you could hook me up with some free legal advice if possible, or just get go to SCORE, like the business, Small Business Administration Association, and just find out if there's anything that they could teach you. There's a lot of free resources and stuff like that out there. What's going on, Brian, in India? And the reason I say all this is because people don't understand it. There's opportunities, with the content that we create. There are a lot of people out there who are just, uploading the content, and it's a hope and a prayer. I hope somebody watches. I hope somebody pays attention. I hope they see me. I hope they get it. Thank you, Brian in India. Thank you. I appreciate the support. And I really think it's a situation where people could be, really benefited by knowing, what it is that they would stand to gain if they understood the corporate structure of, their own content, to understand that, beyond YouTube, you can actually make money off of this, and do it in an honest way. Thank you, Creative Spirit. I appreciate you for being here. A lot of people don't understand that you can drive traffic to from YouTube to your own site, which they frown upon, but you could have your site as a library, as a backup, just in case things did go wrong with your channel. You could understand, copyrights and, licensing and stuff like that, different things, as it pertains to the new media landscape, as far as how folks are out there, and just understanding what, people are into, the trends, how people are influenced and stuff like that, understanding that these things have analytics and stuff like that. I hope I had a good day. I actually did have a good day. It was some rough spots, some up and downs, but I'm appreciative to be here in this moment in this next day. Hopefully you had a good day as well. Hopefully all of you had a good day. And this is me just trying to, get people to think about understanding that, hey, you know what? There is a business aspect to this that gets so overlooked, that would help all of us. A lot of us small YouTubers, or even big YouTubers, or people on other platforms as well, understanding that there are people that make money off of this content, even this video right here. If I was to play a song, or to advertise a product, or to influence people to do something, to go out there and buy something. If I just said, hey, go out there and support Polaroid, and buy these Polaroid speakers, and you did it, that would be something that would be an opportunity for me. Or if I said go out there and purchase lemons, or read the daily news, or ride MTA, whatever the case might be, and you did that, and I showed that there was a certain level of influence. People pay for stuff like that. If you get to mobilize people and have a social, campaign, a social media campaign or political campaign, that's something that people get into and get paid for. The influence that other folks have on people is something that has a business component to it. Even to where they call us video influencers or social media influencers now. It is something in the 21st century that is actually a real job, a real business. Something that folks can really make money off of. And when you look at the Logan Pauls, or the I don't know, the Philip DeFrancos of YouTube. Hey, Llama Monster, what's going on? You begin to see how they put together corporate structures. Any big YouTuber, anybody that's of substance, has had to look into the business aspect of the business side of it. And some people say, well, I don't have enough subscribers, I don't have any good content, maybe I'm not as engaging, maybe I'm not as big as some other folks, maybe I don't have 10,000 subscribers, or 20,000 subscribers, or 100,000 subscribers. Why should I even be looking at the business aspect of it? Here's why. Because let's say you do have a viral video tomorrow. Let's say you do pop. Let's say you do become a social media sensation, and now you're on television and whatnot, and you're not thinking about a business manager or the aspects of promotion and incorporating and putting yourself in a situation where you can actually do some things to protect your image, your brand, or your content. You'll be sitting out there like a sitting duck, as they say. You'll be sitting out there as a target, and then you'll have your 15 minutes of fame, and it'll fade because you weren't prepared. You prepare before the storm comes. You prepare before the rise comes, or if you just happen to stumble upon that viral video, or you just happen to find your niche and get focused. See, the problem is that a lot of people are in this situation where they're just slugging along, they're just uploading videos, they're just doing this and doing that, and not understanding that, hey, you know what? Maybe one day I may just figure this thing out. Maybe one day I just may get to a point where I can make some money. What now? People start trying to figure it out once they get the viral video, once they get the money. They start looking at it and saying, well, what are the possibilities? No, look at the possibilities before you get to that point. Start preparing now. Preparing now, you're talking about language, never do it like that. Yeah, no, it is that, Pioneer. People wait, they wait until their content is together. They wait until, they have 10,000 subscribers or 20,000 subscribers to start thinking about this stuff. And I've seen somebody, like, if you look at Taj Time was preparing way before she got to, 18,000, subscribers, way before she hit 10,000 subscribers. She was preparing last year. She was doing stuff last year to put herself in a position to win and monetize and make money, well beyond what YouTube does. See, one of the things I don't see with a lot of YouTubers out there is that, and I get disappointed, is that you'll have a lot of small YouTubers, right, who have 3, 4,000 subscribers and really have an engaged community. People who would buy product or who would come and support you, and they don't have any product to sell to them. They don't have any conference. They don't have any meetups. They don't have any situations where they can really network and set something up. And it gets annoying because then people turn around and say, why am I not successful? Why don't I have this and why don't I have that? And I say to people, you forget that you have an audience. Me, I have a small audience, but it's still 1,300 or whatever the case may be. Now, if I had the engagement up like that, then I could start looking and saying, okay, you know what? Maybe I should put out this product, or maybe I should, set up this campaign, or maybe I should do something, a little different. And I'm thinking about these things and I'm looking at these things, and I've been doing this for a while. I've owned a business before, maybe not the most successful, but you learn from your mistakes. And I tell people, understanding corporate structure and the business aspect of it, at least now in this generation, is more important than ever, especially since Citizens United. I'll say that again, Citizens United. Google Citizens United, and you'll understand how important it is to understand corporations. Corporations have the rights of people. I don't agree with it, but you have a lot of power having that corporate structure behind you, understand, or at least understanding it, because you have to be careful. You don't want to just incorporate and start saying, okay, now, I'm in business, and, now, I'm ready to, do things, under an LLC or C Corp or S Corp or a general limited partnership and things like that. You want to make sure you know what you're doing before you, put one of those together, because once you do that, now you're saying you're ready to play ball on a higher level. You're saying I'm ready to get sued and I have assets and stuff like that. So, but you want to know, the possibilities. You want to know the options. Don't find out what an LLC is, once you get 50,000 subscribers and you got over 10 million views on your channel. That might be too late then. Not to say that you can't parlay and do the business aspect of it there, but at least know your options. Some people say, I'm just on YouTube, and you know what? I'm just here for the fun. Fine. Be here for fun. Be here to network. Be here to talk to people. But understand, you know, your worth. Know your worth. Know your value. If you're somebody who's engaged with, hundreds of subscribers on a regular basis, thousands of subscribers, or even one day millions of subscribers, don't be fooled into thinking that nobody is making money off of your content. Don't be fooled to think that, you're just here and it's just, oh, it's a nice little friendly situation and nobody is making money off of you. Even the lowest of the low YouTubers, people are making money off of you. If you don't believe people are making money off of you, just, put together some edited content and throw, a copyrighted song in there, that's popular, and see what happens and see what they do. They protect themselves. YouTube protects themselves. There you go. Woo, there you go, drone worship. YouTube protects themselves so hard that if you put together an edited video, right, and I throw a song in there, and let's say it's like Dark Matter did a video recently called wood carving video, and he put a Metallica song in there. Hey, what's up, Tosh Time? Put a Metallica song in there. What they'll do is they'll take over the whole video, and they'll say, hey, now this belongs to the copyright owner of the song. So they do that to protect themselves, just in case your video gets big. YouTube and the content creators, or the copyright holders understand, the potential for things to get big and go viral. Yes, congratulations to you on the 18,000, and congratulations to you, Drone Worship, on the 7,000. I mean, I tell people, and I'm not just saying this because Tosh Time and Drone Worship are here in the chat. I would say this whether they were here or not. There's a business aspect to this, and don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. You have a potential to make money. You have the right to make money. You have the right to protect your content, your brand. You have a right. You have rights. Now, people give up those rights because maybe they don't want to get into that, and it's not sexy. It's not sexy to sit down and try to figure out with a lawyer or a business manager how money is made. It's boring. Making money the business of being and making money can be boring. Making the money is good. It's something, spending it and whatnot, and being famous and being popular is easy. But there's a part of it where you have to say, you know what, let me take a step back. Let me look at it and say to myself, you know what, is there something that I'm doing wrong? I mean, me on my channel, make no mistake, there's things that I'm doing that's deliberately I'm doing just because I'm not ready for certain aspects and certain things to happen. And it may not happen on this channel. I may not receive a certain amount of success on this platform. It may be a situation where Mail doesn't pop like that, but I still understand the opportunities and options that I have. And I encourage people on this platform to do that, because it's like the IRS. The IRS is not going to come to you and tell you what your tax benefits are and how much money, you should get back. It's up to you to figure that out and figure out what's going to happen. And you still adapt to me, sir. That's funny. Yeah, love handles. There you go, drone worship. Let me take a sip to that. Mm. I want you to thank you, man. There you go, financial advisor investment. There you go. But see, you know what, Taj Tom, what's important about you saying that is that you're somebody who was already looking into that stuff, and you were already in that world, in that realm. There's a lot of people that come on here and don't understand that there's things that you could do legally, financially, to set yourself up for success. There's certain things that you can buy. There's certain corporate structures you can look into. You can be employed on this thing. You don't have to go and have, a limited partnership, but you can have a limited partnership or general partnership with somebody. You can have a limited liability company, a S corp, a C corp. You can get into those things that will put you in a position to win. When you're buying certain equipment, when you're going on certain trips, when you're doing things. These are things that people don't think about. These are the stuff that they don't tell you about. And here's the thing with YouTube. YouTube will turn around and reward the people who know these things and have these things set up and in place. They'll go to those first. Think about it. If YouTube had to start getting rid of channels, let's say 100,000 channels or a million channels, right? Who do you think they would get rid of first? The people who are incorporated, or the people who are not incorporated? The people who understand corporate structure, or the people who don't? The people who have business managers and PR people and understand, how to go to an entertainment attorney, or the people not? So these are things that, if you're serious about this and you're really into it, look into it and not tell anybody. Look, you don't have to stay on YouTube. You don't have to, try to get money off of this. You don't have to get into all that, but there's opportunities that can be created for it, because being a content creator is so much bigger than YouTube. And people that are popular on YouTube know that. The Tosh Times and the Drone Worships and the 805 Road Kings, they know that stuff. You get the conversations and the calls for partnerships and sponsorships, and they got to be successful. Every my time, sometime I'll be back. Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good, Drone Worship. You know, um, but this message is not for the Tosh Times. This message is not for the Drone Worships of the world. They're already on the path to success. They're already doing what all can learn from, and definitely be rewarded by it. Just watch it. It's a privilege and a pleasure to watch them. You know, this message is for those people who are thinking that they can't win, that they can't succeed, that they have to just go along with it and not know and not be informed and be, aware. I say be informed, be aware. Even if you never act on the information, be aware that these things exist. Be aware that you have opportunities and potential, to really do some great things on here. Not just, from an inspirational standpoint, which is important. It's important to impact people. It's important to be there for people. It's important to, really help people and stuff like that. But it is something to be said. What's going on, Marcel? It is something to be said about being compensated for your time. It is something to be said about protecting, your content. It is something to be said, about, understanding, the business aspect, the financials, the legal part of this stuff, understanding how you avoid getting sued, how to understand, how you create opportunities for other people financially to, benefit from this thing, so you can turn this into something like what they did with Logan Paul, a business where, hey, other people are getting paid. That's why YouTube had a real problem going against them. People don't realize that it wasn't because YouTube didn't know what was going on and didn't know that they were wrong with some of the things they was doing. YouTube knew. YouTube knew. I mean, this is their platform. They know when you upload a song that you're not supposed to upload. But What happened, what set Logan Paul apart from a lot of other content creators, is that, oh, he set up a corporate structure. He has a family. They have people that they employ in their family. There's a team that they have behind them. Not to say that I'm speaking up for Logan Paul or anything, but it's just to say that you look at how people do their thing, and you study them. You say, okay, wow, I don't care for your content. I don't care for your politics. I don't care for, your philosophy, but you do good business. So those people that do good business, you study them. You study the Casey Neistats, you study the Roman Atwoods, you study the Philip DeFrancos out there, you study the Tyler Oakleys, you study the Lily Singhs. You look at these folks and say, wow, I wonder. You say, well, how did they set this up? You watch their videos. When I watch people's videos, I don't just watch their videos because I'm just a great supporter and I care about them, and I do. But sometimes when I see somebody that's successful, I'm looking, I'm saying, is there any keys? Is there something I need to realize? Is something I need to pay attention to? It's like Tosh Time. When Tosh Time, almost I smiled when she was selling the mugs and different T-shirts and stuff that she was doing. I smiled when she was really reaching out to the community and doing some really positive things. Doing it in a realistic way, in a righteous way. And I was like, you know what? You can make money, and you don't have to be corrupt and grimy about it. You can be transparent. And these are things that people don't take the time to do, and then they wonder why they're not successful. You can have a popular video, but the question is, do you want a popular video that somebody else is going to turn around and make money off of, and you don't know what it is that you're doing? Listen, I'd rather keep getting the low numbers that I'm getting and grow at the rate that I'm growing than to have a whole bunch of viral videos and not get paid. And I can give you an example from me. I don't have a viral video, but my most watched video has about 20,000 views. And guess what? I can't get a dime off of it. That's because in the beginning I didn't take it serious. And you can see it. The name of the video is sex rated. Like I said, it was one of those videos. Over time it grew into whatever it grew into. Maybe it's up to 20,000 views. I don't know. But if you don't understand the corporate structure, the business side of it, how you make money off of these things, how money is really made, not just on YouTube but online. These are things that people overlook, and it gets a little annoying sometimes because there's people that say, why not me, or why this or why that, and it's not that you can't succeed. It's not that you can't do it. It's like Drone Worship was saying earlier. Those people that put time into this thing and put effort into this thing and really understand it, you will succeed. You may not succeed like other people do. I may never get to a level like Tosh Time or Drone Worship or 805 Road King and so on. I may never get to that. But how do I succeed in my own way? How do I put my content together so I can win? So I can have a strategy for success? How does Mel Mel succeed? How does Mel Mel make money? What does Mel Mel need to do to change? What do I need to do to understand where my place is here? And I'm saying this to the people that think they can't succeed. You can succeed. I'm somebody who wanted to delete this account multiple times. I told family and friends, hey, I'm not things are not working out. Nobody's watching my videos. Nobody's paying attention. Like, what am I doing? Am I wasting my time on YouTube? And then, people said, hey man, stick with it. Do what you got to do. Find out, learn, grow, change up some things. Switch it up. Maybe you should try this. Maybe you should try that. The way my channel looks now is not the way it looked before. The way it looks now is not the way it'll look, in the future. So it's different things that people can do. You learn to change. You learn to adapt. You learn to grow. You take time to do research. You understand things. I just wish I had more time and more energy to go to certain conferences and stuff like that, which will come in time. But you go to these places, you network, you listen, you pay attention. The trouble is YouTube shut down channels that are monetized because of copyright issues. Well, here's the thing. What I'm saying, Marcel, is this. I'm not talking about just YouTube. This is bigger than YouTube. Mm. What I'm talking about is content creation. What I'm talking about is multi-platform. It's multifaceted. It's beyond YouTube to the point where if you set up your own website and you had your content as a library, you can be on YouTube and say, okay, this is my channel on YouTube. This is my channel on Twitch. This is my profile on Twitter. This is my profile on Facebook. But check this out. Just in case I get deleted, just in case I get knocked out, here's my website with a library of my content. And people don't do that. Even myself, I'm guilty of that. People don't set up a website where it's like a library of their content to where if they grow a following or they have the email list, or they have a social media campaign, they have exclusive content. And there's some people that are on YouTube that I've seen that really do well at this. You can have, free content on YouTube, and you can have exclusive content on your website. Free content on YouTube, exclusive content on your website. And you do stuff like that. And you build up to the point where when you get enough people who are organically or actively engaged and go into your website, you can actually begin to move away from certain social media things. And this is not my point. This is not my point, Marcel. This is something that somebody told me. The OG possible. And I've seen some people on YouTube here. I can't remember all their names, but it was one lady who's into she's like a not like a gossip columnist or something like that. I forget the lady's name, but she has like a inspirational channel, and she basically does um content for her channel, and she starts part of it on her channel. Then she says, okay, if you want part two, then you go on to my channel, you go onto the email list, and you get exclusive deals and contents and contact and engagement or whatever the case may be. But sometimes what we do is we go on certain platforms and we give away a bunch of free content on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, and then we wonder why things don't work out. YouTube is beginning to be a bit like a circus. Well, YouTube has been a circus in a lot of ways, but they're trying to clean things up and whatnot, Marcel. So it's a situation where it's not about YouTube. YouTube is really a platform for you to promote whatever it is that you're about to learn about content creation and understand the business aspect of it if you want to. It is a place to network. It is a place to meet people and just have fun if that's what you want to do. But this is something I say to people: if you're going to be on here for days, weeks, months, years, if you're going to upload content, if you're going to inspire people, if you're going to engage with people in a real serious way, then you better understand the business aspect of it. You better start to look into this stuff, or else you could be at the risk of wasting a lot of your time. And now, don't get it twisted. Now, I'm not saying you have to be on here to make money, but you have to understand. There's a certain business aspect or legal aspect of it that protects you, that insulates you, because you could not make a dime off of YouTube. But if you don't know how to protect yourself legally, it can still cost you money. And there's a lot of people out there who don't understand that. You can have a political point of view, you could have something that's controversial that you said, and then people want to sue, and then people want to come at you. And then folks are looking at you like, hey, let's go after this person because they have a voice and a platform, and let's take them down. There's a legal ramifications to any and everything that you do, both good and bad. And this is just for folks to understand there's a certain awareness that comes with it. There's a certain part of it that I can't give you legal advice on, but I can just tell you to be aware. I can tell you to use the free resources out there. Whether you go to your local small business administration, areas or whatever sites or stuff like that, or Better Business Bureau, or talk to some people that who run businesses and stuff like that, or just speak to lawyers and maybe your local congressman or something like that. There's different things that you can gain from this particular thing. So I just come from that point of view, that particular point, and it may not be the most popular thing to hear. Some people may say, well, Mel, what the heck are you talking about? What I'm talking about is being informed. What I'm talking about is understanding that, it's not just about trying to make money on YouTube. It's not just about, trying to, put out content and get the views and, get the engagement. It is understanding that there's business aspects to this. There's ways to make money. There's ways to protect yourself. There's ways to really set this up and structure it to benefit you, beyond YouTube, beyond one platform, and that's really just where I come from with it. Maybe some folks will agree, maybe some folks won't. I understand all that, and that's cool. But this is just where I'm coming from, and sometimes that's the reason why a lot of people may fall short, because they don't understand that it's just so much bigger than pressing upload on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter, wherever you at. It's so much bigger than that. There's an aspect, there's a business component to this. There's a reason that you're able to upload all this stuff for free on these platforms and they don't charge you. There's a reason for it. There's ways that people make money. There's ways that people use your data and stuff like that. There's ways that they benefit off of you just being on the platform. There's ways that they benefit off of me just being here right now and talking to you, in this situation. So it's about understanding that they have things that they do that work in their favor. What works in your favor? What is it? What is this all about? Where do you fit? It's these things may sound corny. These things may sound far fetched. You may look at my numbers on my profile. You may see my videos and my views, and you may say, "How does this man have the place to talk? What is he talking about? What does he know about anything?" I know enough about business structure. I know enough about being on here and uploading and engaging with people that there's certain things that you can do. You can follow trends, or you can be somebody who's beyond the trend. You can be somebody who just figures out what you need to figure out, or be somebody that goes along with the crowd. So it's different ways to look at this. It's just and what I'm saying to folks is that I encourage people to just be more aware of the business aspect, to really engage and understand your options, because you have options. You have things that you can do. You have stuff that can work out for you, and you don't have to just push it to the side whether you make money off of this or not. It matters that you're on here. It matters when it comes to the content that you put out there. It really does, because there's people making a whole lot of money, a whole lot of money off of us using these social media platforms. And Facebook knows. Facebook knows. That's why you had this guy, Mark Zuckerberg, sitting up there in Congress. There was a lot of money made off of those leaks, a lot of money made. There's a lot of people that don't understand that, the backdoor deals and all the other stuff going on, which, I'm not even going to try to make the attempt to talk about. But there's ways that you protect yourself. There's ways that you take the time out to learn and capitalize on the content and the things that you put out there. There's a plan. There's a plan. There's stuff that you can do to strategize and structure yourself out there to win. And I'm a little tired, so forgive me with that, but I'm just really coming from, just where I know my heart, just, saying to people like, look, anybody that will listen, understand the business structure, understand how money is made off of your content, understand how you legally protect yourself. Even myself, I have to go back and I have to research. I have to sit down with lawyers. I have to think about some things from a media standpoint, from a corporate standpoint, from financial ways, from an investment standpoint, just from a socially responsible way of putting out content. And then also too, just looking at opportunities that are created for other people, looking at future generations and how people see you. So there's a responsibility to this thing. I've said this many live streams ago. There's a responsibility to when we upload content on YouTube. There's a responsibility, even if the responsibility is just to yourself, and seeing how you present yourself to the world and understanding how you profit off of what you do. What's going on, Kenneth fam? I appreciate you. Thanks for the thumbs up. Like I said, hopefully I'm making sense to feed people. I get it. Maybe this is boring talk. Maybe this is stuff that people are not into, or whatever the case. But I guarantee you this. You go to people who are successful on YouTube, on this platform, on Facebook, on Twitter, on IG, Snapchat, wherever people are. Um, I guarantee you this. There's a business component and an aspect that they have mastered. Learn to master the business of this, the business of content creation. Understand how it is possible for you to engage with your audience and make money without having to be corrupt, without having to be deceitful, underhanded, or negative in any way. And I know there's a lot of people who will look at this and see, or a couple of people will look at this and say, all right, well, you know what, that man don't have enough, he doesn't have enough of a rep to tell me, and maybe that's not for me. And I tell folks out there, if you upload videos, if you plan on being on this platform, if you plan on being on any platform and spending a considerable amount of time on any of these social media sites, it is important that you understand how money is made. It is important that you understand the business aspect. I will say that until I'm not breathing anymore, or until I forget. It is important that you understand the business aspect of how content is created, how it is made, how it's legally protected, how a lot of the stuff that we put out there is not even copyright protected. People don't even understand that a lot of our videos out there is not even copyright protected. So if you have a viral video, you can't even license the video out without first having to go sit down to a lawyer and put yourself in a position where you know what you can make some money off of it because YouTube already has access to it. Like right now, if this video was to go viral, YouTube can automatically use this video in media outlets and make money off of it. And I would have to say, okay, I have use and right to access the content because I put it out there, but they could already capitalize and make money off of the content that I put out there because I uploaded it to their platform. And I didn't understand or copyright or protect my content before it became a viral sensation. And that's just one aspect that people are not even thinking about. And YouTube knows that. They take advantage of that. And I'm not saying they shouldn't, but a lot of people don't understand. If you really think that you have something, or if you really think that you want to be on here for a while, it is important to understand at least the corporate structure, how they make money off of your content. You know, who knows? Maybe one day you want to pass this on to your children. Maybe you want to pass this on to somebody who's passionate about it. You never know. I have nieces and nephews that are into this stuff. Maybe one day I could sit down with them and just tell them what I know and say, hey, look, maybe I didn't succeed in my generation, and maybe I didn't have the passion to push this, but maybe you have the passion to push this. And the reason why this live stream is important, even for the people that left this live stream, not to knock you, even for the people that don't want to hear this, is because guess what? A lot of you have family members. A lot of you have young family members. A lot of you have people that look up to you. A lot of you have people out there that know you do YouTube. A lot of you have people out there that are watching you a lot more than you know. So it makes sense. It makes sense to be aware, to be informed, to be engaged, to be activated, to be understanding that, you know what, hey, maybe each one can teach one, pass this information off, to the next person. And I'm not claiming that I have all the answers because I don't. That's why I'm even just taking the time to express this. I'm saying this, and I've been saying this for a long time to whoever would listen. There is a business aspect to this that you need to understand because that's what separates a lot of the people who succeed in a major way from those people who have moderate to no success, and myself included. I wish I would have taken the time out to do this privately. And I was told what to do. I'm gonna be honest with you, full disclosure, full transparency. I was told exactly what to do when I came to YouTube, before I came to YouTube, when I came to YouTube, while I was here, even now, I was told exactly what to do to be successful. I was told exactly how I needed to, conduct myself. Some things I believed, some things I didn't believe. I have sin and pride, so you have all that's not past. Okay, okay, thank you. I don't know if you're trolling or not, but thank you for that. But like I said, some things I was told exactly what to do. Other things I struggled with, but the thing was, it comes to a point where you learn from your mistakes and you say, okay, hopefully you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Yeah, it's all good. Folks are coming for me. Folks are coming for me. There's nothing I can do about that. The dark man is coming for me. It's just something that I say to folks who really care about this, and I tell folks out there who are winning and doing it right and really putting forth good content and doing good business out there on YouTube. I tell people, don't be afraid to let folks know that this is something that you need to be aware of. You need to have your ducks in order. You need to have your financials in a row. You need to know how to be able to balance a checkbook, if people still use the checkbook. But you need to understand the income maintenance form, and how to put yourself in a position to win. um, yeah, okay, I hear that. You're gonna go through the Lincoln Tunnel. Mm. But yeah, that's where I'm at with this. I mean, really passionate about this because there are opportunities on here. And one of the reasons I pushed it even more is because after I really started taking it seriously to some extent, which is probably too late before I realized that I wasn't doing it the right way. I realized, wow, you could actually make some money off of this. I mean, when I was 15, 16, I would have loved to have something like this where you can actually upload videos and make money off of it, or even learn how to make money off of it, or whatever the case may be. We live in a time and a generation where people become millionaires, or people become famous, or people, become, affluent, successful in different ways, just by the time, attention, the money, the effort, the research they put into what they're doing. Don't get me wrong, there's something to be said about production value, the content that you put out. There's also the business aspect of it. Yeah, New York will be engulfed by ravens. I hear you. Well, I tell you one thing, those ravens better be ready to pay rent. you know but for the most part, in real talk, in serious terms, it is nothing wrong, and it is nothing deceitful about understanding the business aspect and learning how to protect yourself financially, legally, when you're putting out and creating this content. And I get it. A lot of people may not want to get into that. They may feel like it's not for them. They may feel like, it's intimidating. They may feel like, oh, okay, this is just something to supplement some income, or something to do as a hobby, or whatever the case may be. And I encourage those people that want to do that, keep it that way. But if you find yourself on here, 20, 30, 40 hours or more, every couple of weeks, or so on and so forth, then you might want to understand the business aspect and whatnot. So it is what it is. That's just really where I go with it. And the reason I care about this stuff is because I see too many people who, are really not even taking advantage of the information that's out there, not taking advantage of the resources out there. Just, I mean, me myself, I've gotten lazy with that. And, there's so many people that you can sit down and talk to. There's so many business people. There's so many media folks that'll really sit down and tell you. There's so many free resources and interviews, even you looking on YouTube and understanding the future of media, understanding, how to incorporate, understanding, how money is made off of this thing. I know I'm repeating myself a little bit, but this is important. I mean, this is definitely important because, like I said, so many people get taken advantage of. So many people don't understand, that their content is used. He will lead to out of the. Well, here's the thing, R flag. I'm not trying to ignore anybody. I'm actually talking about something that's serious. I'm talking about something that affects all, even the trolls, even the trolls. Yeah, yeah, I understand the whole cult thing. I get that. I could use a Coca-Cola myself right now. But nah, but seriously, I don't know. I don't know. I know everybody's not gonna pay attention, and I don't want to get too long-winded or whatever the case. But I really think I made my point. I think, for those folks that hear it, for those folks that care, you know where I'm coming from. And then we have said something true. You will see. Please remember what we have said. Okay, remember what you have said. Don't be afraid, my child. Mother Abigail needs you. Your boss behind the road is it coming for you. The world is that all the great. To bring a great child. See you soon. Godspeed. What are you, the Illuminati or something like that? I mean, I I remember what you said. I get you. Um, I know it's late. The trolls on here telling you to remember what they said. Um, I'm not even mad at you at this point. I get it. I get it. Watch The Stand. Is that the Stephen King movie you're talking about, The Stand? And I think it was The Stand or whatever the case was in Langoliers or something. I don't know. Forgive me. Forgive me if I'm not up on my conspiracy theories or whatever the case. It is coming true indeed. I gotta watch The Stand. I don't know. I know it's a movie or something like that, The Stand. But hey, to each his own. There's a lot of stuff coming. You know, there's a lot of stuff coming. It's on YouTube for free. The Stand, The Stand, The Stand. Are you talking about that movie? You talking about that movie where the kids was kidnapped or something? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, forgive me if I'm rambling on a little bit now. Appreciate the folks that have been here with me, through this live stream or whatever. I don't know all who's still here. I know folks have been coming and going back and forth and whatnot. But yeah, um, got a lot of thoughts on my mind, a lot of things, about this and whatnot. You know, that's what it is. Yeah, I'm not gonna push too much. And again, thank you. What is it? Let me ask this. This is about what happened this summer. You will need to see it. Is he walks behind the road needs to you. Well, I guess I gotta check it out. Thanks for the thumbs up, the 14 thumbs up. I appreciate that. The stand, I gotta check that out on YouTube for free. You know, yeah, I'm tired. Forgive me if I'm going in and out or whatnot. I'm reading comments and whatnot, just seeing what was happening and whatnot. Thank you for all those that's coming through and whatnot. And whatnot. I'm saying whatnot as I'm starting to repeat myself. I know I'm fading into black. I've done so many live streams in these last couple of days. Folks are probably sick of me, but I know this means something to me. Take it out seriously. You need to know what we're having. God bless you. What's going on, Tim S? 420. Appreciate you. I wonder if you took off the 420 because you normally don't. You're not doing the 420 thing anymore. All right, R Flag. Take care. Appreciate you for coming by. Thanks for stopping by. Um, on that note, I think it's really time for me to go. Thank you for coming by, folks. Thank you for hearing me out. In closing, I say don't forget about the business aspect of YouTube. It's not just uploading content. Production value means something in your content as well. But understanding the business aspect and how money is made and really made in a business strategy way and how it benefits you as well is your responsibility as well. Thank you, Pioneer. Appreciate it. Spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. Tired.